coming back in the locker room, in all honesty, really didn't feel like I was away at all. The guys welcomed me, and putting the orange number 25 back on has been fantastic. There was a joke that I would have to buy my number back from some of the guys, but I wrestled it away from them this morning, so it's good to be back.
Can you talk about the anxiety of, you knew it was getting close, but this morning you didn't know till 15 minutes before practice that it was done?
Yeah, this week has been a little interesting to say, because I've kind of been in limbo, with the teams kind of talking and getting closer and closer. It wasn't like I could play soccer anywhere, so my goal was just to get back to Houston and stay in shape where I could come back and actually train and get ready. And so I was doing that over the past few days, and leaving the negotiations up to Richard, my agent, who honestly has done a fantastic job for me, and probably made Chris and Jesse pull their hair out a few times over the course of the past month and a half.
Brian, being the face of this franchise for years here in Houston, did you think much about the thought of, hey, the stadium's going to open and I may not be there?
Honestly, that was my biggest cause of anxiety, I guess, is the sense that I really came back this year to be a part of that. The opening of the stadium. It's something that from day one in the league, I've never been a part of a team or a franchise that had their own stadium, and I've always wanted to experience what that was going to be like, and I'm just happy that things were able to work out, and I have that opportunity here on May 12th.
How did this first work out for the team, with the old team?
It felt great. I was a little tired because I haven't really played in a week, so just good to be back out with the guys. I mean, the guys, it's back to the same old jokes, and it's, like I said, it's like I haven't missed a day here, and just excited to be back out with the guys again.
Brian, they're calling it Ching sanity.
Oh, Jesus.
Like that?
Yeah, it's the guys, they make fun of me again, so something that I used to and I love.
Chris said you were kind of took a little bit of a financial thing to come here. How much does that say about you and what you wanted to get back here so bad?
At the beginning of last year and at the ending of last year, I've always wanted this team to be in a position to win and be successful. And I know how old I am, and I've been around the league enough to know my value, and I have no problem with that. Like I said, I just want this team to be successful, and I'll do what it takes. And if that means less money, then that means less money. But in taking less money, it allows me to be here where I want to be. It allows me to open up a stadium that I've always dreamed of doing, and that's rewarding enough for me.
But also thinking long term, right? I mean, being with the team, not just to open the stadium and for the next season, but thinking long term.
Like I said, I've always wanted this team to be successful, this franchise to be successful, and it's such a part of who I am nowadays, and I'd love the opportunity, and I'm going to get the opportunity to go into the front office, and hopefully when my days are done, I'll be able to help this club in a different way.
What do you think of the talent here? A lot of new faces. I mean,
yeah, the past few years have been a lot of new faces, right, for us. So, but a lot of familiar faces. Especially it was great seeing Chris and Dom and the coaching staff and all the guys that were here last year and the years before.
Do you think you have 2 years in you, or are you just looking at 1 year at a time?
At this point, we'll see, but I'm kind of leaning towards one year at this point, but could have a good year. Who knows? Well, I'm looking forward to having a good year. Put it that way, but I don't want to. I'm leaning towards this being my last year. Cool.